Yes, as you guys can see with the title of the video, I do plan on drawing for 4 hours a day for the next 30 days. But let me explain to y'all why. So first and foremost, as you guys might know already, if you guys have seen my previous videos, I plan on making a manga that should be releasing on the second half of next year. With that being said, with me being the sole artist for this as of now, sole writer for this as of now, I need to lock in and I need to master my craft before I push something crazy out. And with this, obviously art is going to be the biggest part because mangas are broken off into two sections, right? There's the easier section, which is the writing. Writing, in my opinion, is kind of easy. I've kind of grown to become a better writer over the past couple of years. And drawing, which is a lot more wishy-washy for me because I have been very wishy-washy with my hobby of drawing. But if I do want to take it serious and I do want to take it on a more serious professional level, I have to treat it like it is something that is professional, even though I'm not there yet because I have the time. So with that being said, with me needing to understand so many aspects of art, things such as anatomy, backgrounds, rocks, trees, houses, all that, since I have to understand all of this, I do not mind putting in that time to make sure I get everything I need from this challenge. So with that being said, like stated before, my goal for these next 4 days will be to draw for at least 4 hours a day. And once I make it to the 30-day mark, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. This is more of like a stress test to make sure I actually am worthy for this challenge, because if I could get through this, bro, I could get through anything. So let's go. All right, next up, we are going to talk about the 10,000 hour rule. So there is this phenomenon, strategy, rule, whatever you want to call it, this theory. Let's call it a theory. There's this theory, right, that if you put your mind to something and you effectively do something for 10,000 hours, you aren't exactly guaranteed to be a master at whatever craft that is, but you will be exceptionally better than everyone else in that field. And obviously 10,000 hours is a lot of time. I'm not going to be able to reach 10,000 hours in these 30 days realistically. That is crazy. Even if I went 24 hours a day, I would probably be dead. But the reason I even bring this up is because my ultimate goal is to hit this 10,000 hour mark eventually. And I did the math, you know what I'm saying? I did the math. So with me doing this challenge of drawing for 4 hours at the very least for the next 30 days, I should hit 120 hours. That is closer to like 1%. That is so low. My first goal is to hit 1,000 hours because I feel like 1,000 hours is a lot more achievable. So my first goal is to actually finish this challenge because I feel like that's a lot more achievable. So let's do some math. There are 365 days in a year and there are 12 months in a year. Some of these months obviously have more or less days. February only has 28 days, you know, April has 30 days, things like that. Accounting for all that, let's just say all months have 30 days. So we multiply 12 by 30. That's 360 days. Boom. Okay. 360 times 4, because there are 4 hours that I plan on putting towards drawing, will put me at 1,440. So let's divide that by 10,000. What would I get when I divide that number by 10,000? 6.944, a whole bunch of fours. So I gotta do this for 7 years. It's cool though. It's cool, bro. It is cool. You know, 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day. This number can obviously reduce down, but I will also have to account for my body in these situations because I will be sitting down for extended periods of time. So that means I gotta get my exercise in. I gotta stretch, gotta run, all that. I can't be a chud, you know. Those numbers will adjust accordingly. In order for me to hit this 10,000 hour goal, this might take closer to 7 years, which is a long time. And honestly, I'm fine with that. I didn't expect this to take like a year or two, but getting to 1,000 is our main goal, but that in itself is probably going to take closer to a year too. So with me dedicating so much time consistently trying to develop the skill, I'm hoping just pushing myself to this level intentionally with intent. I'm not just making doodles. I'm actually studying. I'm actually looking up angles, anatomy, all this shit. With me doing all of this should get me some substantial progress in this journey that I'm looking for, because like I said, I'm trying to do my best in terms of being the best mangaka I could be. I'm not trying to be the best. I'm just trying to be the best I can be. I just want to put my best effort forward. You feel me? Because I love drawing. Drawing is fun. I've been enjoying drawing since I started this little journey. So yeah, why do I even think that's work in the first place? Well, honestly, myelination is one of the best ways of learning. Just doing something over and over again is literally the best way to learn. As somebody that goes to school, I'm also somebody that has to study. I have to commit time to studying, and studying even has the same kind of fundamentals in a way. You got to commit a certain level of time to really understand what you're doing. The more time you put into studying something, the more easy the exam will be. The less time you put into it, the more you're going to stress the day of the exam and more you're going to flunk it. You know, it's kind of the same thing. So I just wanted to bring in that philosophy with those fundamentals into this area and see if it works out the same way. Honestly, I'm already on like day 1 at the time of recording this. So I already have finished my first day of doing this. And I have to say, at first I was kind of dreading it because I was kind of nervous on committing so much time within a day to doing something. But I actually learned something. I'm not going to talk about it until next video. Calm down. But I actually learned something worthwhile already. And I feel like if I just put in the same, I don't even have to put in crazy effort. I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but I was just taking the time to really understand what I was putting down on the screen. And I was actually ending up drawing something that I was happy with. Yes, there were some problem areas, but like I said, me doing this every day, I'm going to be able to touch up on those problem areas with no issues. So it's all good. Ultimately, I do think this is a good idea, and I do also think this would be kind of, you know, a spread the wealth type of thing. You know, if this works out for me, I can make a video 30 days from now letting you guys know how it worked for me, and I can also show evidence, you know, and I can let your eyes be the judge. I can glaze my artwork all I want, but putting it out there for everybody else to see, that's going to be the real test of time. So yeah, this will be a much shorter video compared to my last couple of videos, but that will be my challenge for the next 30 days. Just waking up, preferably as early as possible. I do wake up super early. I get my breakfast in, and then I just hustle for a couple hours, take a break, get back into it for the next couple hours, and then I'm done for the day. That is kind of the routine that I already built on day 1. I think I'm going to stick with that because it's just easy to do. For those days that I have to go to work or go to class, I'm probably just going to knock it out early as hell in the morning. But I do think this will be a really good thing to test out, because like I said earlier, when this does end up hitting the 30-day mark and I end up doing an update video for this, I can show you guys the before and afters, and then I can kind of spread wealth on what I learned throughout the journey, and then I can basically put that out there for y'all. Because the 10K rule, I think it's been debunked. I don't know if it's been debunked, I'm not sure, but I think even if it isn't true, still committing so much time to doing something still is going to reap benefits regardless. You might not be the master of it, you might forget some things, but you are still going to be exceptionally good at said thing. So my ultimate goal, draw for 4 hours a day for the next 30 days, because I want to see if I'm even worthy of building that discipline within myself to even do it in the first place following that day. Then my next goal will be to hit the 1,000 hours, which should be less than a year. Then if I'm able to hit that, it's basically going to be increments of 1,000 until I get to 10,000. I do have an app on my phone that lets me track my hours, because with this being such a long thing, I am going to need to track these hours. But the ultimate goal isn't to do this to kind of like flex. I really do enjoy drawing, and I also do enjoy creating and writing. Like I said before, I just want to put my best foot forward when writing this manga. Finishing up on They Want What's Ours. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, when I basically kind of made this promise to myself to even do the story, I want this to fulfill that need, this being like my life goal, right? I need this to fulfill that. So if I gotta go a little crazy just to achieve that goal, I don't mind going a little crazy. I'll rather go crazy and try my hardest and not give it my all, because we all have a limited time on this planet, and to be completely honest, I don't like wasting my time at this point in my life. So I'm going to put in as much effort as I can, not injure myself obviously, but I do want to be as genuine, as honest with myself as I possibly can, and I think challenging myself and pushing myself to do this is one of those ways to get closer to that goal. With that being said, that is basically it for the video. I do feel like this video might have been a little shorter compared to my other videos, I'm not sure, but if you guys enjoyed the video, enjoyed the whole idea, enjoyed the pitch, let me know in the comments below. You know, if y'all want to see if I actually stick with this challenge for the next 30 days, go ahead and subscribe, and y'all check on this channel in like 30 days. And if I didn't do this in 30 days, yeah, that would be kind of embarrassing. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all next week.